Well, good evening, everybody. I am so excited to be here. We have a special guest this evening, Miss Cineura Dantzler. It's Tuesday, August the 20th, and this is going to be kind of a special Zoom. It's going to be kind of one of those hard Zooms, but not so hard. When Cineura gets through, we're going to hear her story. She's an amazing leader. I've known her for several years now. I have been in the room with her several times. And she is a new director, so we're very excited for her about that. And she lives in Colorado, and she runs that market up there. And she's going to kind of just share her story because you guys have been meeting the leaders around. And you will have the opportunity, if that's okay, Cineura, to ask questions at the end. And so I am just going to turn it over to you, and you just share whatever your heart is on your heart, whatever you feel like you want to share.
Thank you so much, Miss Tammy. And thank you so much for inviting me to share with your amazing team. And guys, I'm telling you, Miss Tammy Martin is amazing, in case you don't know that already.
Oh
And
yeah.
she is so wonderful, such an amazing and a wonderful leader. You guys have definitely got a super key star player right there with Miss Martin. So again, I am going to just I didn't really put any slides or anything like that together for you guys. I didn't know, Miss Tammy, if we were doing a training or exactly what we were doing. But thank you again for inviting me to come out. I appreciate it so very much. I'm Cineura Dantzler out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. I do travel kind of all over the place. And one of the reasons that I do that is because I actually enjoy getting out in the different communities and sharing in the communities about our services, about the opportunity. And at the same time, as I'm visiting in whatever area it is that I am or whatever it is I'm doing in that area, because we can do this business anywhere, it's so much fun when you get the opportunity to get out and do that and meet new people as well too. So I'm just going to share about my story and actually how I started and how I actually got here and exactly where I am. So I've been in Legal Shield. It'll be 5 years this upcoming fall. And the reason why sometimes I have no idea exactly how long I've been in Legal Shield, because the story is this. So my story is my husband and I, we do the business together. However, he actually saw the business first. So he saw the business, he brought it to me. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Mr. Chris Corley's story, but my story is a little similar to that, except it was flipped flopped. So my husband showed me the information. He was like, "Oh, let's check this out. There's this guy. His name is Riches, and we're gonna make some money and get rich." And I was like, "What?" So again, my story is a little bit similar to Mr. Chris Corley's story with his spouse as well too. And I said to my husband, "I don't know." So back then, when we actually saw the information, it was like about 8 hours long of training. It was 250 to actually get involved as an associate. And again, I was extremely skeptical. So that was back in you know what? Again, I'm not even sure what year that is. And the reason why is because that is when we started with Legal Shield. Now, we dibbled and dabbled a little bit and got some memberships. And then COVID happened, and we all know what happened there. The world shut down, everything just completely shut down, and we couldn't go out and talk to people and do any of those things. And prior to COVID, we had got a few memberships and stuff like that. Now, I know that you guys hear all the time about Fast Start and the 3-in-1 and stuff like that. Well, we didn't do that. We didn't do anything fast. As a matter of fact, we didn't even know there was a such thing as Fast Start or Fast Go or Slow or whatever the case is. We didn't have the best guidance when we first started. So we kind of really didn't know which direction to go. So we were just sort of figuring it out a little bit, sort of here and there. Now, the great thing, and why I always say to you guys all the time about you've got to be in the room, because about 2 weeks after we signed up, I attended my first international convention, and it was in Nashville, Tennessee. I went to the convention. I didn't know a soul. My sponsor was supposed to go. And after I got there and everything else, I called her and I'm like, well, hey, where are you at? And she's like, I'm not coming. And I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't know anyone. I'm there by myself, and I go to register and all this other stuff. And again, so confusing. I didn't know what to do. But our amazing corporate staff, they got it figured out. I got my lanyard and my card and everything. And I was in the room, guys. So after convention, we do our team breakouts. So I attended our team breakout, still didn't know anyone there. And I was talking with this lovely lady. Her name, I don't remember her first name right now, but her last name is Peters. Is it Peters? You know what? I'm not even sure now that I think about it. However, it is the wife of Brooks. That's her last name. It's the wife of Scott Brooks. So as I was at our breakout section, I'm just talking to her and talking to her. And then she goes, hey, well, do you know my husband? I'm like, no, I don't know your husband. She goes, you know my husband. I know that you know my husband. And I'm like, look, lady, I don't know your husband, okay? I don't know anyone. I don't know your husband. And guys, remember, I know nobody, but the way that she was saying it, I'm like, I promise you, lady, I do not know your husband. So we talked a little bit, and then come to find out her husband was Scott Brooks. And he did a presentation that day, and she brought me down to the front row with her. I sat with her. We talked a little bit, and she introduced me to her husband. And I was amazed. And I was just like, wow. So after that, after we came out into the hallway, she's asking me questions. She goes, well, who's your sponsor? And I knew that person name. And then she goes, well, who's your upline? And Scott Brooks was saying the same thing. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know anybody. So she walks me over to Mark Riches, and Scott goes, hey, Mark, this is Cineura Dantzler, and this is her first convention, and she doesn't know anybody, and she's here. So I explained to them who my sponsor was, and they said, oh, Jim Tanner's your upline. I said, okay, because again, I know nothing. And then I was introduced to Mr. Jim Tanner. And from that day forward, Mr. Tanner and I have just been really great friends and buddies, and he's such a great mentor. So from that day forward going on, I have never ever missed a convention. Now, fast forward a little bit. Again, we walked into COVID, the world and everything shut down, and we weren't able to do anything. So then, just like everyone else, trying to figure things out and how can you talk to people and all that other stuff. So the little bit of business that we had did in those couple of months was on the books. And that was kind of it. So during that whole COVID era time there, not a whole lot of business was being done because we actually kind of didn't know a whole lot. And honestly, at that point, we both were kind of like, well, what do we do? We kind of don't know what to do. We have no guidance. Our sponsor quit the business. So we sort of also didn't really have a direction on where we should go. Now, we could have also done better with staying plugged in. At that time, we did not have the Zooms and stuff like that for our morning calls. It was a phone number, and you would dial in and you would just listen to the meeting that we would have and stuff like that. And no, we did not do it to the best of our abilities. Again, that's why you always hear me say it is so important to stay plugged in and to be in the room. So I would say about a year and a half ago, because we're fast forwarding a little bit more to now, I decided, I drew a line in the sand and I decided that I was really going to do my business because I saw that putting a little bit of effort into it. And we're going to say I was doing maybe about 2 hours per week, guys,
Oh,
of my business. So I would consider that spare time. So whenever I decided I had time to work my business, that's what I did. And it did not pay off that much because, again, I didn't spend a lot of time with staying plugged in, getting to learn the information and the business, being in contact with my upline or my leadership, following directions on what I should do. So it was kind of like, eh. So about a year and a half ago, I drew a line in the sand. I decided that, you know what, I'm going to work this business because I know that it works. I know the services are great because my husband and I have used our Legal Shield membership so many times. We've also had the opportunity to use our ID Shield membership because I had my identity stolen. I had a warrant out for my arrest in a whole nother state and a couple of credit cards that were put in my name on the East Coast. And I tapped my app. I was assigned a licensed private investigator. It took a total of about 3 months to get it all cleared up, but I wouldn't have known what to do.
hmm.
Talk about happy and excited that I was able to use the services. They were able to get it cleared up. And again, because I had a warrant out for my arrest in a different state, a few credit cards were established in my name. We got them all cleared up and everything got put back to what it was pre theft status. Talk about powerful. We've used our services. I want to say we at least use our Legal Shield services maybe once every 2 months, and sometimes different things comes up because we use it for document review usually when we sign anything, because when they're giving us those documents, their attorneys have looked it over to see what's in their best interest. So we're going to make sure that our attorneys look it over as well to make sure it's in our best interest and that we're not getting the okey doke, as I would call it. From that point on, I decided I'm going to work this business and I'm going to actually grow it. And that's exactly what I did. It's about a year and a half now. Now, I actually jumped into the pool, guys, full throttle. Now, what does that mean? I'm a very organized person. I'm a very busy person. The reason that we started the business is so that I could get away from corporate America. I used to work, oh my God, 80 hours per week or so. And I'm not kidding you because, of course, when you're in any type of supervisory or management mode, when the other people don't do what they're supposed to do, they call you and you're supposed to go in and take care of it. So, in that corporate job, I was missing everything that was important to me. I missed my husband, and I actually like my husband very much, and I like spending time with him and my kids as well. Yeah, occasionally, they bother me and get on my nerves too, but I like hanging out with them and spending time with them, and they were growing up, and I was missing all of that. I was missing, my kids are athletes. I was missing football games, wrestling events, track meets for my son and my daughter. My daughter also does theater, so I was missing performances. So I was missing all of that because I couldn't get to it. Any type of family event, missing those too, because in retail and sales and stuff like that, well, you know that the big time is holiday and Thanksgiving and all of that. So I wasn't able to attend those family functions as well too. So I said to myself, you know what? I could probably fit this into my super busy schedule and make it work. So fast forward to today, that's exactly what I do. I am still extremely busy, and Tammy will tell you, I have a calendar and I really live by my calendar. If these are not on the calendar, there's a huge chance that it's not going to happen. It's not going to get attended. Kids might not get picked up. Things might not get done. I might not be able to jump on a Zoom because I really do live by my calendar. So I stay organized. I'm a planner. I like to plan things in advance as well too. So having the freedom and ability to be able to do all the things that are important to me, but because I'm busy, I'm able to work my legal shield business in all the other stuff that I do. My husband is a semi-pro bowler, and I bowl with him as well. He throws me in tournaments, guys, and we sort of travel and do that as well too. And then I'm a cheerleader. I attend stuff with him as well. I attend the kids sporting events. We currently right now have seniors. We have a senior in high school, a senior in college. They're both athletes, and we attend everything that they have. If it's in two different states, my husband, we do the divide and conquer, but we attend their everything that it is that they have. On top of that, currently right now in Colorado, I am a Colorado market leader. And what that is that I have the privilege, the honor, the opportunity to go out into the community, and I get to work with small businesses. I get to work with their employees, with offering our services as employee benefits to them. I also get to work with my community. I do like networking events. And basically, what that is to get out, invite other small business owners to the event. And I do the presentation and I show them about our services and stuff like that. But I also let them know that they can be referral partners as well, too. And we do have a few referral partners on our team. I also share the information just in general in the community as I'm out talking to people. I'm also an athlete and I compete with the USATA Masters program, and I run the 400 meter. So by doing that as well, I also get to work with other people that run, that are athletes and stuff like that. And I also show them what it is that I do. I either show them with a video, I don't tell them, I actually show them. So I'll send a video to them. They'll look at it, they'll ask questions, they'll say, oh, that's not for me. And then a lot of times, too, they'll get back to me, and it could be months or even years. I've had clients to say, hey, Cineura, are you still doing that legal stuff? And I go, yep, I sure am. And then we get them all signed up and protected, which again is such a great and amazing feeling. Within the last 7 to 8 months, I decided, because I'm telling you guys, I was being stubborn because I wasn't sure if I could build a team and be able to support you guys, to be able to guide you and give you that support and stuff that you need and trainings and stuff like that, because I didn't want my business partners to go through what my husband and I went through, to not have someone to help them, to guide them, to answer questions and things like that, because I am really busy. I do a lot of traveling just in the state of Colorado. If you know anything about Colorado, we've got mountains. And a lot of times as you're traveling, you do have signal and sometimes you don't have signal. So it just kind of varies. So a lot of times as I'm traveling, I might not be able to get to you or something like that, or I'm doing something with the kids. An example is that today I'm the head lead for my son's football team. There's 89 kids on the team, and I
Wow.
head up the events that the parents are doing for the team and the seniors. So like team dinners and the senior parade and homecoming stuff and just all of that stuff. So that's my new job that I'm doing right now. But I'm also tying it in to my Legal Shield business because I am able to work wherever it is that I am. I did the opportunity Zoom last night, actually from the school in between the parent meetings that I would do it. Again, that's what makes our business so great and amazing. And again, you can do this business anywhere with however much time it is that you have. So, forwarding up to today, because I don't want to take up all of the time, but I just have to share this with you guys because sometimes you might see the person from the outside and you're like, oh my gosh, she's doing so great and this, that, and the other. Well, it didn't start out that way. We didn't start out that everything was balloons and glorified and all that other stuff. We had some rocky, rocky roads. I have quit this business, guys. I don't know how many times because I've had a team to quit and I've had team that they're there, but they don't want to do any production. But then they'll reach out to me months later and years later, and they might do a membership or ask me a question. Hey, Cineura, I'm ready to do my Legal Shield stuff now. And I'm right there. So as we work with you guys, our business partners, we go as fast as you want to go or as slow as you want to go. If you want to run fast, then let's go. Now, I'm also a runner, guys, so watch when you tell me that you want to run with me, okay? Because that means we're going to physically do some running. If you want to go fast, if you want to go slow, that is what we're here to do. So you've got to let us know how fast you want to go, how slow you want to go. You have to stay in contact, stay plugged in. You follow the 10 core commitments. If you stay on track with that, you are definitely on track being successful in this business. You're always going to hear from me to stay plugged in as well as to be in your room. I've never missed an international convention since I have been here, and I can tell you it has made such a difference in my personal development as well as in my business and also with my team. I see myself that I have just grown tremendously. Even from 1 year ago, guys, I couldn't do any of this. I couldn't talk to you guys. I couldn't go out and do these events in my local area as I travel. I could do none of that stuff. But here's the thing, I decided to take a leap of faith, go ahead and just to do it. And we would just see what happened. And every time I did that, it was just so amazing and so great because I see the lives that I'm touching when it comes to our clients, our services, our opportunity, and also when it comes to you guys. I have the opportunity to talk with you in person, to share my story on how, it has not been always wonderful and great and stuff like that. But every single day, I am at least 1% better. And I can see that every single day in my personal growth as well as in my business. And I'm telling you guys, I am just getting started. So I just got to director not too far ago, long ago on my own accord. And basically, what that means is that because you have to have so many things to help you to get to some of the different levels, well, I did it all on my own because I didn't have people on the team just yet that were ready to run and ready to go. But now our team, we've got some people on the team. They're like, hey, Cineura, I'm ready to run. Let's go. I'm like, okay, are we doing a 5K today? What are we doing? So make sure that you have some really great partners to help you to get through. You can call them up and you can have physical partners. We have a few people that we do physical workouts, and it could be whatever your speed is. And then you set up groups and you just send a message. Hey, I did a mile today. I walked this. It doesn't matter. You have so many people in your corner wanting you to succeed. I want each and every one of you to succeed. So definitely let Tammy know what it is that you need, because I know that she's like me as well too. We're not mind readers. So we don't know what you need until you communicate with us and let us know. And she's going to work with you on whatever speed it is that you're in. Don't compare yourself to others. That's another thing I'm going to tell you. Don't compare yourself with others. Don't pay attention to the noise. Don't listen to those dream stealers, because I know each and every one of you might have some of those in your household or somewhere around you. Don't listen to those dream stealers, because they don't know what your dream is. It's your dream and you're going to make it happen. Always stay positive. Watch what you say to yourself. Watch also what you put out into the atmosphere, and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the people that also want to be successful, headed the same direction it is that you're doing. And you're doing that right now. So I commend each and every one of you. And I'm so excited to watch you guys grow and develop and watch your business grow as well. Back to you, Miss Tammy, and thank you so much for allowing me to share with your team. I appreciate it so very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much. That was just so awesome, Sonora. Do any of you have a question or two for her?
I would like to ask one real quick. So, Nora, thank you so much for this being on here. So, your focus is primarily small business, small groups. Is that what you do, or are you just kind of all over the place?
So, I'm a full service associate.
Okay.
I started in the small business, small group arena, just working with small business owners. And then I decided, hey, I might as well do group too. And then I decided I'm going to build a team. So now I'm doing recruiting as well. And then I also started dibbling and dabbling into the CDL space as well, because my husband is very interested in that. I said, well, come on, let's just do it. Why not? So we actually do a combination of everything at the moment. I am going to also say and to recommend, if that's what you want to do, to go for it. However, as you're learning, make sure that you're earning. So you can watch videos and learn and learn and learn, but you want to take what you learn and put it into action. Learn a little bit, actions. Learn a little bit, actions. Because you've got to grow your business. If you're not growing your business, then what exactly are you doing?
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Oh,
Anybody else?
Oh, you know me, I'm gonna open my mouth. Yeah, no, look at the little munchkin. I'll give everybody a minute to look at the munchkin. And the other beautiful baby too, her dog, gorgeous. Sonora, when you do the coffee with Sonora, which I absolutely love, do you invite people when you're at the coffee shop? Like, do you invite people there, or is that like mostly just like an online thing where you have people plug in? And if you do, and they do come, do you actually buy their coffee?
So a combination, the answer is yes to all of those.
Okay.
So when I started the coffee with Sonora, originally I was doing it with Mr. Tanner. He would do the presentation. I went out to a local coffee shop. We invited people online. However, we also invited people that's in the coffee shop, because what ends up happening is that the people inside the coffee shop, they see you and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing over there? And I put out the flat sheets that are in our back office. I put out 2 flat sheets. I made a little sign that says coffee with Sonora. I have my computer set up and I sit at the table. So people actually would start coming up to me and they're like, what are you doing? Because a lot of times people just want to know, what are you doing?
Sure, they're nosy.
Also, as we're doing the presentation, when Mr. Tanner was doing it, because he was actually doing the presentation, they could hear him on the computer. And they're like looking and stuff like that, because I have my computer faced so that anybody that comes past or whatever, they can see what's going on. And then they're curious. Again, that's exactly what we do with our videos. We plant the seeds so that they can be curious to want to know more information. After Mr. Tanner's schedule changed a little bit with his family, well, I continued doing it. So I do invite through the Eventbrite. I do it in person as well as live. I had the worst experience once with doing a in person and live presentation, um, because I didn't have anyone to help me with letting people in the room, controlling the chat
Right.
feature and all of that. And we just had a really bad experience with just anybody jumping on, and they put all kinds of not so nice stuff in the chat.
Ugh.
And then their screen had some other not so nice things as well too. So I
What?
said that I would never do a live online unless I had somebody to help me with monitoring that, because I want people to participate in the chat, to put where they're zooming in from, to answer the little questions as I'm actually doing the presentation. So when I do them online and people can also join on Zoom and live, I try to have someone to help me so they can control the Zoom part for me. And then sometimes I have people there that's live also. So now I also have to pay attention to them as well. So there's a lot going on. But I still do them every Thursday. I actually started switching different coffee shops on different sides of town, because I had people actually coming in. Using the Eventbrite, it allows me to send out the invitations to everyone who has signed up for any type of event that I've ever had before. So a lot of people will be curious. They'll come out, they'll come hear the information and stuff like that. So that's how I actually work that. But when I first started, guys, I was petrified. I had no clue what I was doing, and I just did it, and it just really started coming just natural of doing it. In the instance that no one shows up, well, guess what I'm doing? I'm still reaching out to prospects on the computer. I'm calling. So I'm still actually doing work as well too. So if you don't have something like that in your town, you can just create it. Take your laptop with you, go to a Starbucks or a Panera Bread, someplace that's got pretty decent internet. You buy coffee and stuff like that. You ask me if I bought coffee for the person. Usually, when the people are coming in person, it's like one or two. I've never had more than three. And I do buy them coffee and thank them for coming out as well, too. And I'm actually doing that presentation with them.
And the two printouts that you have, I'm assuming it's the one that has like the legal shield information, the identity shield at the bottom, and then like your information top right. And what's the
Yes.
other one, if you don't mind?
The
The
other
flip?
side is the wheel of opportunity on the other side.
Okay.
Oh. So Nora, so do we need to log into Eventbrite to see that schedule?
You know what? Yes. So I
Okay.
usually post it. Hang on one second. It is under Colorado Springs North
Okay.
when you look it up. But you can also find my events if you type in my name. It also comes up as well. I have not put up Thursday's event just as yet. I usually put it up Tuesday or Wednesday, first thing in the morning. The reason that I do that is because in my local market, we have a few other market leaders for different areas of Colorado. So they're in like the far south area, in our Denver area, and in our mountain areas. They have events going on as well, and some of the people are on both of our event thingies. So I don't want to distract people from attending her event, and she doesn't distract people from attending my events, because when they go out, sometimes they go out to the same people. And if you guys are familiar with Eventbrite, it comes up all the events that's coming up for that week. And if our events are very similar, people are like, oh, well, I can go to that event versus going to that event. We've actually had people to drive I'm about an hour and a half away from Denver. And we've actually had people to drive down from Denver to attend my events and vice versa to drive up to attend her events. So we strategically do that so that we can capture people that are looking for opportunities and networking events in our areas, because the drive is not that far. And sometimes people do drive to her event or they'll drive down to my event. And we don't want to distract people from not going to one or the other. We work really close together when we're doing events, or I'll come up and host her event. She'll drive down and host my event. So she's like my special guest speaker and vice versa.
All right. Anybody have anything else? All right. Cineura, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure, and I'm excited for this team to get to know all of our leaders, and so I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, but I know Cineura's heart, and if you guys have questions or want to reach out to her, you're more than welcome to. She's really great. I've known her, like I said, a couple of years now, and she's an amazing leader, and I'm just excited. So thank you so much, Cineura, for hopping
so
on
welcome.
here.
I'm going to go ahead and put my information in the chat if that's okay.
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
Cineura, thank you very much.
You're so welcome, guys. I hope that some of that could encourage as well as inspire you. Because like I said, just stick with it. 10 core commitments. If you follow that, you're definitely on track. Isn't that right, Ms. Martin?
That's right. That's right.
That is exactly right. So I put my information in the chat. You guys are more than welcome to reach out to me at any time. Texting and email is usually the best. Phone calls usually doesn't work too much because I may or may not be in signal, or I might be on the phone talking with the prospect, all those things that Tammy tells you to.
Right.
I wish you all the best. I cannot wait to continue to watch each and every one of you grow, your personal development as well as in your business. And I'm definitely rooting for you. And I'm just so excited for you guys as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye,
you,
Miss
Cineura. Bye. Thank you. Okay, you guys, hang on. Bye, Cineura. All right. So that was awesome, right? So here's what I got for you guys tonight, and this is kind of a us thing now. I've talked to several of you separately, on and off, just about training and different things, and here's the deal with me. So this weekend, I really had a heart decision in my business because I have not felt like I have been the leader that you guys deserve. And I've had a lot going on this past year that has been very traumatic in my family. And I've kind of hid behind the computer, if you want to say that, or just not wanting to deal with things the way I needed to and should have. And that's kind of hindered me in my work, because I know what's in me. I know the potential. I've done this before, and I love Legal Shield. I love what it stands for. I love being able to help people. And so I've had, some of you are like, well, I haven't hit fast start. You know what? I didn't do fast start. I didn't get the manager bonus. I didn't get any of the bonuses. I'm lying. I got my bonus last month for senior director. But so here's the deal. I told my husband, I said, in my previous job, I said, how did I do that? Like, because I recruited a lot of people in my previous job. And I said, how did I do that? And he said, you were with them. You were actively with them working. And I said, okay. And that kind of like hit me in the heart, because I've hid behind this, because this is my safe place. Like, this is my dungeon down here. And this is my room, and this is my space. and I feel safe here. I wasn't in a depression, I don't guess you would say, but kind of, sort of, with my family stuff going on. So I went Saturday and got certified to do groups because I was certified. It's a long story. I was certified and something happened with that, from the way I was brought in, and I had to redo it. So I redid it, and I learned so much from that. And so in order for me, I know I'm chasing 10 rabbits, but in order for me to be able to lead you the right way, I need to be like proficient in all of this. I've taken the CDL class. I know how I've done families, a million times, but this is where I want y'all to get a hold of this. You have to see yourself as a CEO. I spoke with, y'all don't know him, but he's very successful in Legal Shield, Bill Stovall. If y'all can, if you hear his name, he's amazing. He was a Electrolux salesman before Legal Shield, and he hasn't worked in years. He worked this business strong for 12 years, and now he has $200,000 in residuals. He told me that today. But one thing he told me, he said, people or corporate is really good about telling us that we're the CEO of our business, because we are. We are the owner of this business. What they don't emphasize so much is we're also the employee. So you have to do the work, right? You're the boss, but you have to do the work. And so Bill did groups, and he actually trained Scott Brooks. I didn't know that till today, but he trained him. And one of the things he told me, he said he was very different going into these offices. Like, he would do magic tricks with the receptionist. And he would say, now, if you get me 10 minutes with a business owner, I'll show you how to do this magic trick so you can go home and show your husband and kids tonight. Not the normal going in, being, with the same old, right? So here's what I'm telling you. I hope my baby don't fall out of swing. Is be you, right? Be you. Find what works for you. Like, I was thinking, I told somebody this today and they thought I was crazy. Or not crazy, but it just was like out of the norm. But I said, when you're going in and doing groups, get you a jack-o'-lantern. It's fall, right? Go get you some tickets from Walmart, and everybody, give them a ticket when they come in the door, and then everybody that signs their application, put the ticket in the pumpkin, draw for a $20 gift card. Something simple like that. Be different. You don't have to do the candy, the this, that. Be you. Be what makes you happy, right? If you're a joking person, I don't tell off jokes, but I mean, tell jokes in your presentation. I did a group this morning, and I mean, it was 6:30 in the morning, and it was like, I know it's way too early for you guys to be up, but here we are. So I'm going to get through this, and y'all just stay awake with me. And I mean, recognizing and respecting that their time. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I don't feel like a failure. I don't feel that. I just feel like I haven't been 100%. But that's fixing to change. Like, that's changing now. My calendar is full all the way through September. I want y'all to have a leader that you can respect, and a leader that you can follow and trust. That's important to me. I'm a strong Christian. I think I have said that to probably most of y'all on here. I don't hide that fact. But I believe that God has entrusted me with talents and abilities that I'm not using. And it's time for me to use them. And one of my coaching methods, which may not be very popular, is I don't have a filter. But that's me. like I say it in love, right? I say it in love. So what I'm telling all of us is it's time for us to move, right? We have a good team on our team. We have a great team. I'm proud of us. We could outshine everybody on Success Team. And I have no doubt about that. The problem is, do you believe that? If you believe that, then it would the outcome would show that, right? And I'm talking about for me too. So I'm more particular. Like I really wrote out the people that I'm looking for in recruiting. And I know I recruited probably most of you guys. And I asked the questions, right? I asked, what's your past work experience? What's this? What's that? But I'm also more specific now because I can't recruit anybody if they don't see it in me. It's kind of like, I tell you that I like Coke, but I'm drinking 7-Up. And I would say, oh, this Coke is great, right? And you're like, why are you drinking 7-Up? You're not, you're trying to get me to drink a Coke. And it's the same thing. We have to be who we want to recruit. We all want to build a team because it's crazy not to. They're paying us to do that. They're paying us to coach people. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to transfer the leadership over so you guys can run your team. And then they can teach people how to run their team and you grow like that. But we can't do that unless we're selling memberships, unless we're doing groups, unless we're doing CDLs, unless we're doing whatever, working with families. So when I'm coaching now, the questions are going to be, how many phone calls did you make? Bill Stovall told me, I'm sorry, is she bothering y'all? Like, are y'all hearing her? She's humming back here. She's about to eat her hand off. But he told me, he said he made 100 calls a week. Like he stayed on the phone for 2 hours every day. I'm sorry, y'all. I've got to do this. He stayed on the phone for 2 hours every day, making calls. And he had appointments lined up all week. Like if he called somebody, a decision maker, then he would book them for that day or the next day. He actually told me he had a $70,000 commission on one company that he opened. Now, this is somebody that was flat broke when he started. His wife had cancer. She died. She got sick. And he had a son, so he had to make it work. And I don't know all y'all stories. I know mine. And I want to live up to my potential, and I'm not. And I apologize to you guys for that because, life had happened to me this past year. But I believe that I have the power within me through Christ to help me to be the leader that I need to be. And it's not going to be a fluff call when we talk. It's going to be like, what are you doing? How many people are you talking to? What is your phone calls? What's the conversations look like? That's going to be the conversation that I need to have, because we're not going to get anywhere. It's like raising kids, or I'm not saying y'all are kids, but it's kind of like being a parent. You can't say, oh, you poor baby, go clean your room. I never said that to my kids. It was like, you better clean your room or, don't come out. You're not going to eat. I mean, just something. I mean, it has to be like that. And I'm not saying that we all have to focus on groups or we all have to focus on the same thing. You don't. You have the opportunity to team build. You can team build in a lot of different ways. You can get out, you can online. I mean, whatever your talents are, I'm telling you to use your talents, right? So if you want to do groups, then do it. Bill was telling me today too. I mean, it all goes hand in hand, which I knew that with small businesses and groups. You go in, you make a appointment with the decision maker, you sell them the small business plan, you turn around and you get the appointment to do the employees. I mean, it all goes hand in hand. I have listened to Scott Brooks's presentation for about 20 times. Like every day I listen to it because when I get in front of people, that's what I want to sound like. Because he's amazing. Like it just flows out of his mouth. I'm working on that. So that's why I have 2 presentations I got to do Thursday with groups. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but he was amazing. Leads. That's another thing that people always say is, where do I get my leads? I was going to church Sunday and I was taking pictures of trucks going down the highway, stopping at red lights with signs on them with their phone numbers. There's your lead. There's leads everywhere. You go to the doctor, you go to the post office. Y'all didn't know Barbara Berry when she was in my team, but I don't know where she found her leads. She got all her stuff off of YouTube. Like she was on some kind of talk something or another. I don't know what she did, but she did fast start qualified doing that. Now I can't tell you who she talked to. I don't know how she did it. That's not me. I am a get out person. I like to be around people. I like to talk to people. That's just me. So I'm telling you to use your talents, figure out what you're good at, and then venture off in something that scares you, because that's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to grow. And if Mark can get out there, and I'm not saying he's a dummy, but I mean, if Mark can get out there and make over $10,000 in a month, brand new, not knowing anything, with 5 kids, we can do this. And like Bill Stovall said, he didn't have a script. He just went in and figured it out. So I'm proud of us. I really am proud of us. And I love you guys. I mean, this has become my family. You guys have become my family. And you deserve a good leader. You deserve somebody that you can follow. And this is September almost. And it's going to be this year. I want all of us to be ringleaders. I want all of us. I'm not going to say a word to anybody. I'm just going to let the numbers, the whatever, speak for itself. When they start showing up, they're going to be like, wow, what are they doing? And we've got to stick together, right? So we have the group chat that we can talk if we need help. I was real proud of us today. Tom needed some help, so we got him the numbers and stuff he needed. If you need help, ask, right? We're here for each other. We're not in a competition. Nobody is trying to outdo anybody else. We're all here to win. We just need to win. And we all need financial stability. I'm sure you would all agree with that. We all need financial stability. I know. And we all need each other. We all need relationships, good relationships, healthy relationships. And I think that's what our team has, because I have tried to be very selective in recruiting, because I've known who I wanted to work with, and who just wouldn't work, because somebody may take me the wrong way or something, and I'm just like, well, bless your heart. But I mean, it's I'm just me. I'm just me. And I'm learning to be me in this. I can't be Jim Tanner, even though I adore him. I can't be him. I can't be Venus or Sonora or anybody else. I can just be me. Right. And I want you to be you, because only you have the talents that other people need, that God has put before you. He orders our steps. And so I don't know if this helps or not. You guys can unmute, chime in, whatever. You know, that's just what I kind of had tonight. That's what was kind of on my heart. And I apologize. I didn't know I was going to have my co-host with me, but she's here. So I was trying to burp her before I got unmuted her. So y'all wouldn't hear that. But do you guys have anything? Have any suggestions, inputs, or anything? Like excuses have to go. Huh?
I have something to say.
Okay.
I think what you said is really the truth. God orders our steps, and this is a good call to get marching and head in the right direction.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. And we love you, and you are an excellent leader.
Thank you.
If I may, you mentioned, it sounded to me like tough love, which is fine with me. I'm not a blow sunshine up somebody's butt kind of person. You got something to say to me, hit me right between the eyes with it. Okay, I'm just letting you know that.
Don't tell me that, David.
Oh, it's okay. You have my permission.
All right. Well, you know, this is an amazing team. Thank you, Mr. Jimmy. This is an amazing team, and I wanted to share my heart tonight because, like I said, I don't feel like I failed. I don't feel that. I just feel like with all the junk that I've had to deal with in the last year, it just made me kind of hide behind the computer, hide behind, you know, this office and not be who I know that I can be, right? I don't, even though I'm married, I don't depend on my husband to complete everything about me. Like, you know how you're still married, but you're still you. You still have your own individual person that you are. And you know, I love teaching on Zoom. I like shiny things. I like, and I thought, well, you know, that's what I need to do. I need to start wearing my shiny stuff when I go out again. I'm different, you know. I've always been that way. I've always been the one that traveled a different road. You know, I kind of did my own thing. I didn't follow the crowd. And but that's how I want this team to be, right? I want us to be strong, and I want people to look at us and say, wow, what happened to that? What happened to them? I'm not going to say a word to anybody. Nobody else is invited on our Zoom calls. This is us. This is our family, right? I'm just making a public apology because I don't feel like I have lived up to the potential and the leadership that you guys deserve. And I'm just letting you know, I'm just forewarning you that from here on out, the fluff is gone, right? Because we can't.
Wait, hold on a second. When was there ever fluff? I'm confused. Did I miss
Sorry,
that? I'm
Nicole.
sorry. I'm sorry. Did I miss that? Oh, okay. All right.
Oh my goodness. She's so funny. Well, here's the thing. If I didn't care, I wouldn't put so much into this, right? And I have had private conversations with each one of you that I tried to show you a different way, or maybe give you some new ideas or whatever, because all of you are executive director material. They sold us at Cookville. There was a 70-year-old man that started this business, and he ended up with $1 billion organization. He started when he was 70. None of us, I don't think, are 70.
Not
But
yet.
it doesn't matter if we are, right? What matters is, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. If God anointed you, per se, or led you to this opportunity, it wasn't by mistake. The reason people quit Legal Shield is because they don't want to work, they don't want to put in the effort, they don't want to get uncomfortable, and they don't want to learn nothing new. They want the comfort, right? So I had a conversation with someone this week. Why aren't you helping me build my team? I said, I haven't seen you on no Zooms. You've gone to no training. Why on earth would I trust other people under your leadership? Why? I can't. If something should happen to me, all this downline that y'all see on the legacy on Ellis Engage, that's your responsibility. That's what I'm trying to teach y'all, to be the leaders, because I'm not going to live forever. I mean, I could get in a car wreck tomorrow. I mean, I hope not. I gotta get her gone. But, you know, still take on that responsibility now. Like, look at your business. Okay. Figure out what area you really want to focus in. What do you really want to get good at? Like, I want to be like Jim Tanner. Like, I told him that the other day. I said, I want to be like you when I grow up. So, because I mean, he can walk in a room and y'all just got to get to know him. People are like, to him. Nicole saw that in Cookville. People were like surrounded him. Oh, let me get your picture with me. Get a picture with me. And it's not that, I mean, Jim was just sitting there with his glass of wine. That's it. I mean, being his normal crazy self, you know, because I know him on that level. But, you know, but who doesn't want that kind of respect? But you know what he told me last week? He told me this. He said, I was so broke when I started Legal Shield. When they were talking about the book of the month, he said, I couldn't even buy the book of the month. He said, I'd go to Barnes and Noble, read the book, and put it back on the shelf, and go back the next day and read it some more. He said, that's how I read the book of the month. He's got 3 houses now and a millionaire. Got residuals. I don't know, 100. I don't know if they're 100 or 200,000, but they're up there. He could live. I mean, he could quit. He could quit, but he don't. He still goes for us. And if you're not on his calls on Thursday, you're missing something special. He's great. That reminds me. Don't just stay on Success Team trainings. Get on the Legal Shield calendar. They have a ton of stuff for small businesses. They have the small business fast start that you can learn. They have the Blitz on Tuesday. They have the business solutions every 3rd Wednesday. They have so much that you can plug into. Don't just stay in this little huddle with Success. Get out, learn from the elites in Legal Shield. Bill Stovall was on the Blitz today. He told me he was training on there. You can hear Darnell Self. You can hear Cliff Malloy. All those people are great. Get on there and listen to those things. That's what's going to change you. So here's another thing Bill Stovall told me. He said, you have to see yourself as a business owner. So when you're talking to the decision maker, don't think of them way up here and you're down here, like you're having to compromise with them, right, for their time. He said, when I go into that meeting, I'm a business owner, you're a business owner. So this is exactly what he said, how he She just spit up all over me. How, how he does it on the phone. He said, you know, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I was going to be in the area on Thursday, and I would really love to just come in and shake your hand, show you a program that I have that could really enhance your employees' productivity. Nothing was mentioned about employee benefits. He said, because if you mention employee benefits, you shut it down right there. So, you know, it's how you communicate this, right? He's a business owner. The guy was a business owner. So he was just wanting to come in and show him a program. And I thought, oh, wow, I never really thought that thought. You know, me, I'm going to bulldoze my way through the door one way or the other. But I mean, but that's what you got to do. You've got to push your way through this thing. It's not easy, y'all. I know that. I've been so mad. I'm like Cineura. I done quit 10 times. But you know, then I go to bed and I think about y'all and I think I can't quit. So, you know, it is hard when you're told no. It is hard when you get chargebacks at times. It is hard when you know, you get rejected or you feeling down or you didn't make anything today and you really worked hard at it and all this stuff. It's hard. That's part of the journey. Because how are you going to help somebody else dig out of a hole when you haven't been in the hole yourself? That's like, you know, trying to help an alcoholic. You can't unless you've been there. There's no way you can relate to that. You have to know the pain. Pain is always before success. So my thing is, are you guys going to be here a year from now with me? Are we still going to be together growing and learning and being a family and going to Cookville or going to the international convention as executive directors? Like, I want all of us to run across there together with our $100,000 checks. I mean, I know it's going to be amazing. And I really want that, not for the money so much. I mean, even though we all need money to live, is for who you become in the process. Like, I'm changing little by little. I'm coming back to myself. You know, this year has been, I'm telling you, it's been terrible for me. Like, it was a fog. Like, everything, my daughter got married, which that was a good thing, and then she was born in June. And I mean, but it's just everything that happened before that. I was in an emotional wreck. How I recruited all y'all, I don't know, because I was like an emotional wreck. But I know the God that I serve, and He is all powerful. And it's not by power, but it's by His Spirit. And I believe with all of my heart that, and I'm not being all preachy here, you know, I truly believe this, that this team is anointed. We have a lot of godly people on this team. I believe our light is going to shine when everybody else is like, what in the world is going on? All we can do is say, thank you, Lord. So that is my message for y'all. I have preached this sermon, and I did, oh God, I didn't take it that way. But I really wanted to share my heart because it's hard. Because I worry about what does people think about me? Oh, I don't want to be too rough because, you know, they might not like me anymore. Well, you know what? You're either going to love me or not. You know, this is what you get. I'm a Southern girl from Louisiana. I do not have a filter, but I do know how to run a business, and I do know how to coach, and I do know how to love, and I do know how to lead. That I know. And I'm not saying that arrogantly, but I've done it for 20 years, and I've had enough time in the gutter. I have spent my time in the gutter. And I'm not looking around at what Mark's team's doing or Jim's team's doing or whatever. Good for them. Good for them. Yay, yay, yay. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about us. Right? You ever heard that expression? I worry about my four no more. I have more than four, but but I need you guys. We're going to build this thing on concrete, right? We're going to build it on concrete. This is not a straw house. We're going to build it on concrete, and we're going to build it strong where it'll last forever, so that all of us are having the $200,000 a year in residuals, so that we can retire comfortably. And then every year when we retire, we can go sit on the beach somewhere and talk about these days that we had together. That's my dream, right? That's my dream. I was hoping somebody can get her. But, it's a gift. We really do have a gift in this. We really do. And, I'm very grateful and very thankful for that. Here's my son, y'all. Do y'all know any single women? He's single.
I'm okay.
But, oh, here's her bottle, Raylan. Well,
Your bottle?
no, it's almost empty. Anyway. It takes a village. So what I'm telling y'all is figure out, don't chase
26-year-old daughter.
Huh? Do what? I didn't hear that.
I said I have a 26-year-old daughter.
Hey, he's
I've got
21. He'll be 21 in September.
I've got a 22-year-old.
Well, y'all send pictures.
Okay.
I'll let him know. He's a good boy. He really is.
Mine are in the mid-30s.
Well, that's a little out of his league, David. But what I'm telling y'all is, don't chase 10 rabbits. Like, don't do team building this week and then next week switch to business solutions and then the next week switch to something else. Don't do that. Get good at something, right? Get good at something. If you're wanting to team build or you're wanting to get into business solutions, find every training you can do, just like me listening to Scott Brooks's presentation 2 or 3 times a day. I sit here and I just listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. And then I wrote it out. I sent it. I think I sent it to some of y'all already. I need to correct. I've seen some errors on it. I need to fix it. But listen to it, listen to it, listen to it, because what you hear is what you're going to start repeating. Right? And I know some of y'all have heard me on 3 ways doing recruiting. That's nothing for me. I mean, I can do that. People can throw me every obstacle they want to with that. I'm just like, whatever. Because either they want it or they don't at the end of the day, and I can't change anybody's mind or try to talk anybody into it. I just don't do that. So, don't stick with one thing though. That's what I told Nicole here a couple of weeks ago. I said, utilize different, like if you're in team building, then maybe work with small businesses or families. Like, don't do everything, but get you 2 things going, right? So you have 2 ways of making money. Small businesses are crazy. If you're an executive director, one of the plans compensation is like $1,000 just for the compensation for a small business. It's crazy money. Y'all go, it's in LS Engage or the back office at the compensation plan for small businesses. It's crazy money. And if you do small business and you do business solutions, you're going to stay in ED because you'll have the production coming in, right? So, and then here's the other thing that I was thinking. So if you're business solutions minded or you're business minded with your business, those are the people you're going to start attracting because you're already in that frame of mind, right? So now when I go out, I look for people business related, like sharp people. You know who I'm talking about. They look like they got it together. you know, dress neat. They may be a housewife, but if she's dressed cute and she's got her hair done and her makeup on and she is confident, I can train her to do business solutions. Jim was a furniture mover, for heaven's sake. I mean, but he was professional. You look for the professional, right? So, and like I said, people team build in different ways, and that's fine. I'm not knocking any way, one way or the other. Find what works for you and run with it. But don't just stay there. Continue to grow. Like I took the CDL class, so now I know I can work with CDL drivers. I'm working on, like, I'm really focusing on getting my presentation down. So there's parts that I'm working on with this. So, okay, so you tell me you're scared. I get it. Me too. But you're never going to get anywhere staying scared. You're just not. You're going to stay right where you are. So either you want to stay where you are a whole year from now, you're going to be sitting right here on the Zoom. Yes, you still may be with us, but you're going to be sitting right here with the same thoughts, wishing something was different. The only way things are going to be any different is if you change. Right? And all the people said,
Amen.
so that's all I got for you guys. Huh?
Amen.
Yeah. Don't expect to be perfect at the beginning. Just
No.
jump into the
let me
deep end of
tell
the
you.
pool and it's going to work out.
Yes, I messed up today. I had my employee benefit packets already for the people that signed up, and I totally forgot to give it to them. Like it was when I got back in the car, I'm like, holy cow. I ran in the ditch this morning in my car. So I thought I was gonna be late. So I finally got myself out of the ditch. And something else. Oh, my briefcase locked and I couldn't get it open when I got there. I had a heart attack. So, you know, things are gonna happen. If that thing wouldn't have opened, I would have literally cut it. Somebody, look, we're rednecks down here. Somebody got a knife, you know what I'm saying? So I'd have cut that sucker open. Somebody got a buck knife. I know how to use that. So jujitsu won't help me there, but buck knife will. But don't lose you in all of this, y'all. Keep your family first, right? These are some of the things that I've done over this past year. I've lost me in a lot of this. And don't do that. Keep your family first. Set your boundaries for your work hours. You know, love your business, enjoy it, have fun with it. I want to have fun with this, you know. And let's just grow together. Let's just get in this and be everything that we were created to be and designed to be, because all of us have so much greatness, and somebody is going to be missing a blessing if you don't. Somebody is going to miss out because you were not obedient in what you were supposed to do. And that includes me. That's why I'm having this little heart to heart, and at 7:20, I know y'all ready for me to shut up. So, but that's what I had for you guys. I'm here to help you. All the leaders, that's why I've been introducing them. This thing is making me drunk. I've been introducing them to y'all, you know, on the Zoom calls. I think there's just like a couple more. I want to have Chris Corley on here. He's amazing. And I want to have John Fehrenbach. He's really good. Those are two. We may not do that now. I may give y'all a break. Y'all want a break, or y'all want to go get through them and introduce and learn them? And I mean, it don't matter to me.
Keep going.
Keep them coming.
Okay. So, and then what we'll do is I'll do just like we did Cineura. They'll talk. John probably won't talk that much. He's not a big talker. Chris, I don't know. Chris is a big talker. So if I can cut them off so we can have a little training for us, I'll do that. But we'll see how it goes. John won't be a problem. Chris, I don't know. He's kind of touch and go. But y'all have heard from the main ones. Y'all have heard from Mark. You've heard from Jim. So I would tell you, you know, reach out to them, y'all. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the bee's knees here. I'm learning as you guys are learning, but reach out to the ones that's been here for 20 years. They know this business inside out. Just like I reached out to Bill Stovall. He had no idea who I was. I found him on Facebook and I messaged him. I said, hey, I need 15 minutes of your time. I need some advice. I need your input, because I knew his story. I had heard his story. And he's not even on our team, but he talked to me for 30 minutes. So I was driving home today. And he gave me some really good pointers. So, you know, get out there, love your business, be proud of what we're doing, be proud of our team. I just can't wait for the day we all have a retreat here in Louisiana. I hope you guys will come. And I have a pool, but I don't know about swimming. Yeah. Oh, Lordy. But anyway, that's another whole story. But, you know, I just really love you guys and I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all putting up with me. I know y'all had no idea any of this was going on with me, but I believe in being transparent, because if you don't have honesty and trust in relationships, you don't have anything, right? And so that's just what it was. This past year has been a total wreck, but it's getting better. God is good, and I'm just thankful, truly thankful for each of you. So I know we're going to make this the rest of this year. I mean, we've got September, October, November. We got 4 months. We can make a lot of things happen in 4 months. David, do not get discouraged where you are. You know, um,
I'm not worried about the fast start thing. It'll
just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Keep talking. You know, just keep talking. And numbers, people, I've always heard this, people will lie to you, but numbers will not. And this is a numbers game. It is a numbers game. But, you know, it's just what it is. So does anybody have anything before I close this out? Because I know y'all are ready to go to bed. All right.
thank you.
Well, huh?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Cineura.
You're welcome. And I appreciate y'all. And yeah, I'll be, huh? I can't hear. Did somebody say something? Okay. But I'll be around tomorrow. I'll be in the office tomorrow. Thursday, I'll be out. I'm gonna be working Thursday. So if y'all need anything, let me know. Text me, call me, whatever. I'll be here. So I love you guys. Y'all have a great night. And I will see y'all Thursday on Jim's call at 10 Central, 11 Eastern, and then the team building call Thursday night. So that's what we got next. So, all right. Y'all have a good
Thanks,
evening.
Cineura. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.